There we go. Welcome to the locker. I'm Nancy, and it's Monday. Been Monday all day long, I'm telling you. Okay. So Friday. I got a message on my Samsung phone, and I went to open it. This is what I see. Nothing. Nothing. All my apps were gone. Everything was gone. So I was trying to put apps back on my phone, and in the process, I guess I was putting the wrong apps on when I thought I was putting the right apps on. And if I get a text message, it wouldn't tell me I had a text message. It would just go bong or ding ding or whatever the sound it was making that day was doing. So today, this morning, I go to Verizon and over in Andover. Never again. I went over there and I asked him, I said, look, this is what happened. I don't know how to fix it. I said, it's got this bar on it and this bar on it, and I want these bars gone. He says, quote, I don't know anything about Samsung. I use Apple's. I'm going to start a factory restart and you can finish it when you get home. So he starts a factory restart on my phone and sends me on my way. I get home and it says I have to log into my Google account in order to skip a two-step process verification thing. So I try to do this. and it wants to send me a code to the phone number I had 4 years ago when I lived in Missouri. I don't have access to that phone number anymore. So I call Verizon, and the lady doesn't speak very well in English. She tries, but she doesn't speak very, and I didn't understand what she wanted. And obviously, the language barrier communication thing was in the way, and she wasn't understanding what I was wanting. So I was trying to just read to her what was on my screen. She said, "No, you did that wrong. You need to do this." So I would go back and I would do this. She said, "I'm sending the code to your phone." I said, "Ma'am, I've told you 5 times that's not my phone number. I'm going to send you to somebody in technical support that can help you." Thank you. Finally. So I get with the technical support lady and we get through this, and we were on the phone for an hour. And she said, "Okay." She said, "The only thing I can suggest is if you take it to another Verizon store and maybe they can help you, or you can get a whole new Google password." I said, "No, ma'am. Getting a new Google account is not an option." I said, "I have 2 cell phones, a tablet, a laptop, and a desktop. They're all on the same Google account. I'm not changing it on all of those." She said, "Oh, no, I wouldn't want to do that either." So anyway, she says, "But until then, you're not going to have any contacts or pictures or anything." And I look in my phone and all my contacts tracking stuff over. She said, "Then you don't need to worry about 2-step verification." She said, "You're all set up." What's going to happen next week when my new phone that I've ordered has come in? And I have to go through this all over again. Okay. It's been Monday. So in the meantime, I'm in the process of setting up my same phone. I'm resetting it because everything was wrong on it. And I don't even have, I have this nasty looking, look, this is, it, you can't see it. It's just yellow. It's yellow. Whoops, see? And it won't even stay on. It's just yellow. And I click on this and it's just black. I'm going to have to put my screens, and these numbers on there on the bottom are backwards. I feel like I'm messing with my friend Henry's phone. The 3 bars, are the hamburger, supposed to be on the right, not on the left. It's all backwards. I'm going to have to go into settings. I know how to change that in settings. Anyway, here it is, Monday. How is everybody's Monday? How was your weekend? I went to Goodwill. You can see the Goodwill sack over there on the floor. I found all this Tupperware, and I didn't even spend $10. The red thing is a chip dip thing, and it comes with the 2 bowls for dip, and they've got lids, and the chip bowl has a lid, and it looks like a big red flower. And I paid $6 for it, and it values at $45. It's already sold. And I found, oh, they're not in here. Bummer. I got 2 battery operated candles I gotta go get batteries for. They smell like vanilla, but they're battery operated. I don't get that. I found 2 silicone round cake pans that I'm going to wash and put in my kitchen. I got this it's for my husband's office. It's Eagles, and it goes to a big eagle, and it goes to smaller eagles or something. It's holographic. And I found a cookbook, Mom's Best Meals. That looks yummy. And then I found these for my niece, but they're too small. So I'm going to either have to take them back to Goodwill or wash them and try to sell them on eBay. I got this as a box out. Can't see it. They're thank you cards. So that, because since we're listing on eBay again, I'm selling something every day. Thank the Lord. And I found this wallet, and it looks, whoops, it's open. It looks absolutely brand new, never used. It's Elvis Presley. And then I found this. It's sand art, but it's glass, and it weighs about 4 pounds, and it's sea turtles. I don't know how they do it, but somehow they put the mold in, put the sand in the mold or something, light it on fire, and when it turns to glass, this is what it is. It's sand art. So anyway, those are things other than the thank you cards that because these are Adidas tennis shoes. So I'm either going to wash them and list them, and all the Tupperware has already been sold. It was sold basically before I got home that day. I dropped a card on the floor. Sorry. Actually, I didn't drop it. My cat gets up here and drops everything off my desk into the floor. So, but yeah, I can write a little thank you card and when I'm sending something out on eBay. Sorry, I'm stretching with my left arm, and that's the arm I'm going to physical therapy for. I tore my rotator cuff, and now the only pain I have is down in here, and he said that's scar tissue. So, this up here doesn't hurt unless I do something really strenuous to it, but just to reach out like that, it hurts right here. And so I have this pulley thing sitting hooking on the thing in my hallway that I have to sit on the floor, and I do this pulley, and it goes like this. So there we go. Okay, so today we are going to day 4 to do a recap of what happened in court on day 4. Rather than us sitting through the 8 or 9 hours of court trial, Gavin Fish, I'm going to pull it up here. Gavin Fish has done a recap of it. I watched part of it to make sure it was along the lines of what we know. And at the end of it, Anna's guy that she was having an affair with, he will go to where that guy's on the stand, and we'll see that. But he's going to recap up to that part. So, and he did a very good job. I'm going to give him a thumbs up, and I'm going to subscribe to his channel. You don't have to, but if you would like to, his name is Gavin Fish, Fish. And let's up this.
This video contains mature themes and discussions intended only for adult audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello there, my friend. Welcome back. Thank you very much for joining me for another true crime conversation here on my channel, a channel where we like to cut through the fluff, the sensationalism of true crime, get into the nitty-gritty. But there's a lot of fluff here, man. I gotta...
If you haven't noticed, okay, yesterday, being Sunday, I'm not online. And I was gone all day yesterday. Yesterday was my oldest son's 41st birthday. So, and it, which had nothing to do with nothing, okay? But happy birthday to him. I thought since I'm learning the tarot, I know I'm not into it enough yet where I can comfortably do a reading for anybody. But I figure I can draw a card every day, explain the card, and if you get the if the it I'm putting them up on YouTube Shorts. So if it comes up and you find it, I'm expressing what that card is coming up for the day. And if you find it on a YouTube short, that means it come up for you. Because I don't think YouTube Shorts goes to just everybody. And right now we are in the star code for Sagittarius up until the 21st. So whatever cards I'm doing a reading for, not a reading, but whatever card I'm drawing, because I'm shuffling the deck every day, and whatever card comes out of the deck by itself is the card. And today the devil card came out in reverse, and it was going to it's symbolizing rebirth and regrowth and opening up areas in your life that have previously been closed. So you're opening it to new beginnings. So that's what today was for. So what? Check on my YouTube Shorts because I started it yesterday, so I'm 2 cards in, so you haven't missed much. Okay, let's listen to Mr. Fluff. Okay, there we go.
Admit there's a lot of sensationalism. We're talking about a victim of a horrendous crime on a Walsh. Bring up Mrs. Walsh's picture, whose body was never discovered, never found, and whose husband has admitted to disposing of, but he has said nay. When it comes to the actual death, I don't even know what happened there. It's unexplained. And so we're going to get into that just a little bit. But before we do, how about we hop into some headlines?
True crime headlines.
Hey, before I really get into the headlines, I always forget, but I'd really like to know where you guys are watching from, or from where each one of my esteemed viewers is consuming the content so deliberately and should I even say gracefully produced right here out of the Fish family, La Casa Pes, let's call it. Anyway, yeah, tell me where you're from in the live chat. If you're on the rewatch crew, I'd love to see it in the comments. It's just, I don't know, I just really enjoy knowing where you guys are, making friends, maybe thinking about places that I've visited in the world. Anyway, okay. Do I need to do the headline thing again? No, I don't think I need to. Let's just hop into this headline. Guys, we finally have some new news out of Letcher County, Kentucky. But before we get into that, hey, tomorrow night on the program, we have Elizabeth Jones from Hillbilly Crime joining us. There is other news coming out of Letcher County that we're not going to cover tonight, but we will cover tomorrow, having to do with the psych evaluation that Mickey Steins took and the defense's motion to unseal that. But anyway, I digress. The other part, the news coming out of Letcher County, this from Fox 56 in Kentucky. Slain Letcher County Judge Kevin Mullins' widow sues former sheriff charged Mickey Steins, his deputies. That is maybe the worst headline ever written. Let's just get into the lead. Dateline, Letcher County, Kentucky. A year after Judge Kevin Mullins' shooting death at the Letcher County Courthouse, his wife filed a lawsuit seeking damages. Former Sheriff Sean Mickey Steins was charged with the murder of a public official after the September 19th, 2024 courthouse shooting. You guys remember, let me bring this up, that this isn't going to actually show the shooting. It pauses and does not show it, but Judge Mullins was shot. They initially reported 8 times, but it turned out to be 9 times in his chambers. Anyway,
This was a long
that was
time ago.
September 19th, 2024. We've covered it at length on this channel. Security cameras captured the entire exchange, including Steins unleashing gunfire on Mullins. The litigation names the former sheriff and 3 of
the government is banning this $29 AI dog next month, and this is your last shot to get the original lifelike version.
Let's get into the case of the day. Of course, we are talking about the murder of Anna Walsh, 36-year-old mother of 3, who domiciled in D.C., also had a home in Cohasset, Massachusetts, the greater Boston area. On the New Year's Eve, 2022, heading into New Year's Day of 2023, she had a small family party for the new year with 1 guest, a family friend. They had a great time. Guest goes home or away, wherever the guest went, and that was the last time anybody saw Anna. Anna was a Serbian, born in Serbia, and spoke multiple language, highly educated, worked in D.C., was the family breadwinner. Her husband, Brian Walsh, is on trial for her murder. Prosecutors allege that he murdered her, and then he went after her with implements such as a hatchet, a hacksaw, a hammer, tin snips, shears. It's just so ugly, the whole thought of the choppy of this beautiful woman. Her body has never been found. Okay, and we've talked about this on the channel. We've talked about it. I don't need to go into the whole thing, but my goodness sake. Okay, the main thing that happened today was the testimony under direct examination, under cross-examination of one William Fastow. This is Mr. Fastow here. Mr. Fastow was her real estate agent in Washington, D.C., that helped her locate and purchase a $1.3 million 4-bedroom townhome. See, Anna was working in D.C., which is a couple hours away, and by plane, and Brian and the kiddos were back in Cohasset because Brian was under federal investigation. He couldn't leave, right? He couldn't leave. Well, Anna was feeling lonely and had an affair with this guy. It actually seemed pretty serious. Like, I mean, according to his testimony, it seemed like maybe this was heading to a dissolution of the marriage with Brian and to the beginning of a perhaps a cohabitation or something with William. But before, and I have a clip, I think it's about 10-ish minutes long. Let me see. It's this clip right here that it's 13 minutes long that we're going to watch. Be sure to put your comments in the live stream, put GF in the comments so that I can see what you're saying in there. And then we'll watch that in a second, but I want to refer to my notes real quick. Let's bring up Anna again. And let me just kind of tell you the things that happened today, okay? Number 1, messages between Anna and her boyfriend, William Fastow, the judge ruled, could be shown to the jury because it's reasonable to infer Brian saw them based on his own statements to police. So the affair texts between Mr. Fastow and Mrs. Walsh were allowed into the record. The jury got to see that. After Mr. Fastow, there was another testimony from a construction worker. He testified briefly about a hole in the ceiling Brian wanted fixed. He apparently texted him on January 6th, referring to their new address shortly after Anna vanished. So apparently some kind of hole was made in the ceiling, maybe during a struggle. I don't know. If you're lifting up a hatchet, I don't know. Why you would bring somebody in. Dude, you went to Home Depot, you went to Lowe's, get yourself some spackle. What a dill, honestly, right? And then the judge did order some redactions to protect the children's identities. She said she'd rule on text message objections as they come up. That's basically everything that happened. Now, Mr. Fasto testified about, the growing intimate relationship that he had with Anna Walsh. He talked about their plans. He talked about how Anna was frustrated with her marriage to Brian, especially not being with her kids full time. And that's got to be really tough, right? That does have to put an enormous amount of stress on a marriage. Mr. Fasto said she intended to tell Brian herself about the affair. That was, he talked about how she said that it had something to do with her integrity. If he was going to find out, she wanted to be the one to tell him. Mr. Fasto said that he spoke daily with Anna. He had a plan to have dinner with her on January 4th to discuss their future. He said that he grew worried when he stopped hearing from her. In fact, he said that he got a call from Brian, which he ignored, thinking, oh, okay, he found out and he's going to confront me about it. He went to check on Anna's home, didn't find her there, didn't find her car there. And then I think he said that he talked with Brian after a second call, and Brian left a message saying, hey, in fact, they played it in court. They played the message in court. Hey, Anna, we haven't heard from her. If you could check in on her, that kind of thing. He talked with Brian. Let's see. He also said that he called Anna's number from a different phone, hoping that she would pick up, thinking maybe something happened while she was back in Cohasset and she had blocked him.
Do you want to receive beautiful crystals every month without breaking the bank? I know what you're thinking. It must be too good to be true. What's the catch? We just want your feedback on the crystals we send you. We want to know which crystals you feel the most connected to and which ones you like the most. That way, we can add the most high-quality crystals to our website that are loved and recommended by our VIP Crystal Club. All of the crystals are beautiful and all natural, and the packaging is gorgeous. They even include an insert card that tells you more about the crystals. And each one is blessed with a singing bowl before they're sent to you. Anyway, spots are filling up for the program really fast, and trust me, you don't want to miss your chance to be a VIP. You don't want to pass up the opportunity to have crystals sent to you every month for free. I'm obsessed with my Aura Bloom crystals. They add such elegance and beautiful vibes to my space. So click the link and answer a few questions to see if you qualify. If you're accepted, we welcome you as a VIP, and we hope you enjoy your monthly dose of self-love.
Sorry.
Let's see. The defense said that that Brian did not know anything about the affair. They pushed on Mr. Fasto on whether Anna ever said she planned to leave Brian or openly hinted that Brian knew. Fasto agreed Anna still spoke positively about her husband. And he turned over the text messages. Oh, he did say that he had deleted some of the messages before he turned them over to authorities. And I don't think that meant right before. Based on his testimony, to me, it seemed like, well, what he said was there were things that he had said to Anna that he was embarrassed about, and he deleted them so that he didn't have to be reminded of them. So that was basically court today. Now, what I've done is I have gotten, and actually before we start this, let me just see what you guys are saying over here. Oh yeah, you guys are talking over here. This is good. Yeah, we got to see where everybody's from. Doodle-loo. Here we go. San Antonio is in the house. Jacksonville, Florida in the house. Mercer County in the house. Western PA representing more Western PA. Erie on there, but not only to transit. I'm going from like the north. That is a good year. Yeah, Purple Rain, dude. See, I wasn't a Prince fan at the tender age of 9, but as I was a fan of Michael Jackson, but I hadn't discovered Prince yet, not until probably a couple years later. In fact, I know it was a couple years later because there was a kid in my elementary school by the name of Wayne who did in the talent show at Trajan Elementary School a performance of Purple Rain, and he slayed. He was amazing, and from then on out, I called him Purple Wayne. He wasn't a friend; he was more of an acquaintance. I never called him that to his face, but anytime we were talking, dude, you see what Purple Wayne did at the talent show? It was awesome. Okay, Shay says, I know this is off topic, but I wanted to commend you on how sweetly you speak of your wife, my snuggly bear, my sweetie pie, my one and only. So precious. Just wanted you to know that women appreciate a good man. Now find one for me. I am no good at finding. I'm not a matchmaker. I'm not a yenta. I've gone into full yenta mode because I have a 23-year-old son who is probably the most beautiful. He's probably the most beautiful young man you've ever seen, if I do say so myself. Takes after his mom. Who. He doesn't think so, but I think desperately needs a girlfriend. I should show you a picture of this kid. Okay, I'm gonna do it. All right. Let me bring it up. See if I can bring it up the right way here. Is this the one? Yes. Okay. So, as you guys know, I love portrait photography. It is one of my passions. And this, here we go. You ready? This is our son.
He's handsome.
I think he is in desperate need of a girlfriend or a friend that is a girl. So if you guys know anyone, reach out. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the old comentario. Okay, we've got Tecumseh, Michigan in the house. We've got Avon, Stratford upon Avon. Glad you are here. Suffolk is in the house. Yeah, you guys are awesome. So thank you for checking in on that. Now let's go over here. Now this, you will see during this video that I have made some cuts, right? And it'll flash through white, and that's how you know that I made some cuts, just so that we could hear it. You know what I forgot to do, though? I forgot to bump up the sound. I should have done that. I'm sorry. But let's just listen to Mr. Fasto's testimony. And let's see, I need to stop it to restart it. Here we go.
Did you ever meet Anna's 3 children?
I did not.
What did Anna tell you about where her children were?
Her children were living in Massachusetts.
What did Anna tell you about why her children were not with her?
She told me that her children were with their father, Brian Walsh, up in Massachusetts, and that they were there because his home confinement was predicated on him being the primary caregiver.
Objection, Yana. No objection, apparently.
When did Anna tell you that?
Fairly early on. She had attempted to apply for a insurance policy, blanket coverage policy for her house, and the company she had reached out to was unwilling to underwrite the policy, and they had disclosed to her that it was because of Brian's history.
What did Anna tell you about how she felt about her children not being with her in D.C.?
Probably not, Nicolette.
Initially, she felt that it was something necessary for her to get through, but as time came on, it became a significant issue for her. It deeply upset her, and in time she was even despondent about it.
Jurors, I'm going to give you a mid-stream brief instruction. You're going to hear through this witness evidence of Anna Walsh's state of mind. And it is limited to the purpose of establishing her state of mind as may be relevant to the defendant's motive suicides. Evidence cannot be considered as proof of the criminal act that is charged in this case. You may proceed.
Oh, she let slip
Thank you,
the
Your Honor.
acts.
What do you mean despondent?
She was deeply upset about it. She was troubled. I think she was concerned about her role.
As to, I think.
All right. Restate the question and I'll have the answer.
What do you mean despondent?
Anna felt deeply disappointed that she wasn't in a position to be the mother the children deserved.
Did she tell you she discussed the children not being with her, with Brian?
Yes.
What did she tell you?
It was a point of contention for them. Brian's attorney had...
May we approach side door?
Yes, you may.
Here comes one of my edits. By the way, you know how on TV shows, when they do a sidebar, it seems like the judge is angry with the lawyers. Oh, make it quick, or step away. Those kinds of things. I've never actually seen that in actual court. Sidebars are appropriate.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining us at our next investor webinar, where you can drill deeper into our 9 to 13%.
Almost always.
Did you keep your relationship with Anna secret?
I did not know.
Did you tell people about your relationship with Anna?
Yes.
Did you socialize together with any of Anna's friends?
We did not.
Did you socialize with any of your friends?
We did.
Did Anna ever discuss with you telling Brian Walsh about her relationship with you?
Yes. Anna felt it was really important that when Brian was to find out about the relationship, that she would hear it from her. She had expressed great concern, and I think she felt it would be a strike against her integrity if he found out a different way.
Yeah, I figured, Lucia.
So, at some point, did your relationship become more serious?
It did.
When would you say that your relationship became more serious?
In the early to mid-summer, around July.
And how would you describe it?
Anna had traveled to Massachusetts for Brian's sentencing, and the expectation was that she was going to be able to bring the children and him back to Washington, D.C. following a favorable sentencing for his art fraud issues. And that sentencing was delayed because of investigations of
Objection, Your Honor.
Yes. Sustained.
At that point,
The judge was like,
were you
somebody please object here. Yes, sustained. The prosecution's like, yeah, just let him keep talking. That's totally cool. Wow, the defense was sleeping on that one.
Who's seeing other people?
Prior to that, yes,
And at that point, did you stop seeing other people?
I did.
And did you begin spending holidays together?
Yes,
And did you spend Thanksgiving together of 2022?
Lucia, I'm so sorry. I always say Lucia because it's just the Spanish pronunciation. I'm sorry, Lucia.
we did.
And what plans did you and Anna have for Thanksgiving of 2022?
We had planned a trip to Dublin, Ireland together.
And
How does one go on an international vacation with one's lover without one's spouse finding out about it? It must have been her saying, yeah, I'm going to go see mom in Serbia because I know that she went there after. But that takes a lot of chutzpah, right? You're going overseas with your lover and your spouse somehow doesn't know. I don't buy that Brian didn't know about it. I just don't think that is a thing that could even be possible. I mean, you would have to be James Bond level spycraft. You would have to employ James Bond level spycraft to get away with that, right? Anyway.
when did you get to Dublin?
I believe we left on the 23rd or 24th of November.
Did you fly together to Dublin?
We did,
And how long were you in Dublin?
until the 27th.
And then where did Anna go after Dublin?
She flew to Serbia to see her mother via Paris.
I'm sorry, via Paris, you said? Okay. And where did you go after Dublin?
I returned to Washington.
They met because he was her realtor in Washington, D.C., and they met through a mutual friend, Jem. Well, we hear that name all the time. That is how they met.
And did you and Anna have plans
Good
for
point,
Christmas Eve?
Yes,
And what did you do for Christmas Eve?
we drove out to Annapolis to have dinner with friends of mine.
And where did you have dinner?
The Annapolis Yacht Club.
And where did you and Anna go after dinner in Annapolis?
We went back to my home in Washington.
And did you spend the night there together?
We did.
And what did you do on Christmas morning?
It had snowed the night before, so Anna's flight had been delayed or canceled. She left because I was taking custody of my children either later that day or the next day, in anticipation of taking a winter vacation with them.
Was there any discussion about credit cards?
Yes.
And what was that?
Anna was the primary breadwinner with her job in Washington. And one evening, she was looking through her credit card statement and had found numerous charges that Brian had made. And they had a conversation about it that was heated. It was about some sports memorabilia that he had purchased for some sort of sports memorabilia business.
When was the last time, were you and Anna making plans to go on any other trips in 2023?
Yes. I was in Idaho with my children for New Year's, was flying back to Washington, D.C., and we had planned to celebrate New Year's together on the 4th.
And were you going to go to any other locations together, any vacation locations?
While we were communicating over New Year's, we had talked about doing a trip to New York City. Tishman Speyer, the company that Anna works for, has an ownership interest in Rockefeller Center. So she had mentioned wanting to go to New York, and we had discussed it. I think we may have even planned it at one point. But I was concerned coming back from Idaho that I would need to be back on the job, and I didn't want to commit to travel before coming back to the office.
So you said you went to Idaho. When was that?
I left early morning, December 27th.
And did you communicate with Anna while you were in Idaho?
I did.
And how did you communicate?
Through text message and through Instagram.
And how did you communicate through Instagram?
Through the private messenger feature.
And what is the private messenger feature?
Within the application of Instagram, you can send a private message to users.
I didn't know
And
that.
did you voluntarily provide text messages?
No, I didn't set this up very well. But obviously, this is direct examination by the prosecution here.
From between you and Anna to the Commonwealth?
Yes, I did.
I think you had mentioned that.
Okay, and now we're on to the defense. This is cross-examination by the defense.
Mrs. Walsh, Anna Walsh had described an argument that she had with Brian Walsh about some charges on a credit card.
Yes.
So they had an argument about finances or money.
Yes.
Okay. During your marriage, did you ever have an argument or disagreement with your wife about finances or money?
Yes.
You had also mentioned that there was
This is like chess, right? Setting things up. Okay, so they fought about something. Have you ever fought with your wife about something? Finances? Well, perfectly normal is what they're setting up to tell the jury.
Why did Amazon send me $20,000? Because I use Amazon AI. I'm going to show you a way.
argument, I guess, on or around Christmas
Because they
Day
didn't know I
between
needed
Anna
it.
Walsh and Brian
Wouldn't
Walsh,
you be?
right?
Yes.
Okay. And am I correct? Excuse me. Am I correct that this argument was because she was delayed in coming home
Yes.
Christmas Day?
Yes.
Okay. And so it's Christmas Day, they have 3 sons, and her flight gets canceled, and she's late coming up, right?
Yes.
And so from what you talked to her about, that was upsetting to Mr. Walsh.
Yes.
The property that she purchased for the family, that was about $1.3 million?
Yes.
And was it paid for in
I did
cash?
notice
Was there a
that.
mortgage?
I believe there was a mortgage.
Okay. And it was a 4-floor townhouse?
Yes.
How many bedrooms?
4.
4. So 1 for each boy and then a master bedroom for Mr. Walsh and Anna Walsh?
Correct.
4-story townhouse. Guys, our house is 3 stories. We technically have 4 because of the basement, but I don't want to live in a house that has all those stairs, man. But Anna was a physically fit, attractive woman. Maybe that was it. Maybe she's like, stairs, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought when we bought this place was stairs. Trust me, 13 trips a day. Up
When
and
you
down the stairs,
initially
I get
became
tired.
friends with Anna Walsh, I think you said you would communicate with her through text message and Instagram.
Yes.
And Instagram, you said it's private. I think the kids say DM. You would DM each other.
Sure.
Okay. So when you were communicating on Facebook, you weren't posting romantic, intimate messages on her public Facebook page.
I was not.
Okay. And I think you had told us that you would comment on her page, but would you comment like, love you, can't wait to see you soon? Or would it be something like, oh, fun night or great pic?
It was more the latter.
Okay. So they weren't flirtatious, open messages.
No.
Okay. And you had mentioned on her Instagram that I think, or maybe you didn't, she would post a lot.
Yes.
Okay. You were never in any of those photographs.
I believe that she referenced me in one of those photographs. She had attended a yoga event that I had hosted,
Okay.
and she had posted a picture of herself at that event, and I believe that she had tagged me in that photo.
Well, you were the host, right?
Yes.
You set it up.
Yes.
So she went, it was like, hashtag thanks Will for yoga type thing.
Yes.
Okay. And your Instagram page, you weren't posting pictures of the 2 of you on that page.
I was not.
Okay.
Yeah, he goes on to testify. That's all I prepared for you guys, but he went on to testify that he didn't want his son to know that he was in another relationship so soon after a separation from the mom. He talked a lot about that. I'm definitely not condoning the behavior of these two people. I certainly understand it. Let's see. Mooney says, in DC, you find townhomes that go up instead of a single family. Those are so incredibly expensive. Yeah. I just, living in a 3-story house, I don't want a 4-story house. I want a 1-story house. Actually, I like having stairs in a house. Maybe, one of my friends when I was a kid had a beautiful, it was her parents' home. It wasn't her home. It had a beautiful home. Actually, I can think of a couple of girls that I really liked back in the day where they had these big, beautiful homes with grand staircases, and the kids' rooms were up on the 2nd floor, but the master bedroom was down on the 1st floor. I think that's what I want. So, I mean, that is what happened with Mr. Fasto today. It does. I don't want to condone this behavior, but I mean, obviously Anna was unhappy at home. She had a husband that was under federal indictment, and it wasn't just an indictment. He had pleaded guilty, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Man.
He had to pay back
I certainly understand
$400,000.
what was happening. He did seem like a nice guy. Seems like Anna was happy with him. It's just, I can't imagine just 2 years later. It's almost 3 now, right? Because we're at the end of 2025. Dude, I would be a blubbering mess up there. I'm a little too in touch with my feelings, I think. Autumn, what is Autumn saying here? You have 4 bedrooms upstairs and yours is downstairs. Lucky you. Yeah, that's what I want. Our house was built at...
We have 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms upstairs, and we have 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom downstairs. And the living room and the upstairs, the living room and the downstairs. And of course the furnace and the hot water heater and all that are in the basement. So, and then we have first level, which is up here where I'm at right now. First level washer and dryer, and then we've got the kitchen and the dining room and an attached garage, and then we have a detached garage and a detached storage shed. So we have a shed, an RV garage, and our garage off of our kitchen to walk out. And we can enter the backyard from the upstairs garage, or we can enter the backyard from the sliding glass door in the basement, or we have gates on both ends of the house that we can go into the backyard. Or you can get the backyard through the RV garage. We have a lot of doors, a lot of windows, but the windows are all in the wrong spot. Too many rooms, not enough people. Okay, so I think I'm going to be done with Mr. Fish. He has done a great job telling us about Anna and the fiance's testimony and everything, but I don't really want to talk about his business in his house. I mean, sounds like he has a great relationship with his wife. So if you all don't mind, since we've only been here for an hour, I'm going to go back to eBay. YouTube. Sorry. I've been listing so much on eBay. I'm trying to get all my salt and pepper shakers listed. And I'm going to go to see if I can find a day 5 recap. Megan Connor. Day 5 recap. Pretty Lies and Alibis. I don't know that person. We could watch the whole thing. It's 4 hours and 40 minutes. I don't want to do that. We can look at the Brian Walsh's text.
My energy bill dropped from $150 to $50 by doing this. My friends laughed at me when I spent $49.
I will put the
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Julia Janae. Thank you for being with us this afternoon as we begin this hour in Dedham, Massachusetts. Defendant Brian Walsh is standing trial on charges that he murdered his wife, Anna. Prosecutors say that he killed her back in 2023 and then spent several days trying to conceal the crime before she was ultimately reported missing by her employer. Now, her body has never been found. Joining us now is Court TV crime and justice correspondent Matt Johnson, who is there on the ground inside of that courtroom. Matt, good to see you. Tell me what testimony is standing out to you today.
Julia, nice to see you. So week one on the books here in Dedham, Massachusetts, in the murder trial against Brian Walsh, and another key day with another important witness on the stand. Starting the day, we had Trooper Connor Keefe back on the stand. He's a digital forensic expert. He analyzed the cell phones collected from the Cohasset home of Brian Walsh, this defendant, and his wife, missing Anna Walsh. And he really testified about some interesting details, including some text messages allegedly sent by this defendant after his wife went missing. Take a listen.
3rd, 2023, 6:39 a.m. I'm worried. Please call or email.
What time was this sent?
January 3rd, 2023, 6:39 a.m. If I don't hear from you this morning, I'm going to report you missing.
What is the date and time this was sent?
January 3rd, 2023, at 8:32 a.m. Where are you?
And what is the date and time that was sent?
January 4th, 2023, at 10:14 a.m.
For the messages on January 2nd through January 4th of 2023, does any of the messages denote that they were delivered?
It does not appear that.
Now on cross, the defense attorneys, they were focusing on and pointing out that in their opinion, there were no signs in the text messages, at least, or search history showing premeditation of murder. Take a listen.
It's fair to say that in the searches running from the date of December 25th of 2022 up and including the end of December 31st of 2022, you saw no evidence of searches in the Safari search history regarding any searches for things like tools or searches suggesting how to dispose of a body or anything like that, correct?
I did not see any of those December 25th to the 29th.
And I was looking over at the jury during that testimony. They were taking a lot of notes, Julia. They're very interested in the messages that were sent between these two phones.
So many messages, all while the prosecution says Anna had disappeared, that she was deceased. Okay, so what else stood out to you today? And I do want to ask you about someone from the medical examiner's office on the stand, which I was surprised to see since we don't have a body in this case.
Exactly. There's a no-body murder trial taking place here in Dedham, but this pathologist was asked to look at and evaluate tools that were collected from dumpsters that are believed to be the items that were used to dismember Anna Walsh's body before she was disposed of. Let's also show you the video that was shown up close and personal that we just got in-house of these items that were shown to the jury in the jury box and what this pathologist had to say about those items on the stand. Take a listen.
This is what I wanted to say.
Normally, we're not involved in examining items, just bodies of people. In this case, the objective was to determine whether there were human tissue on these items.
Some of the women seated in the front row of the jury box, they were holding their mouths as they were seeing some of the items up close and personal, including that hatchet and that saw. Julia?
Oh, wow. That's so telling, Matt. They're not going to have to see autopsy photos, but those tools say everything, really. So that's the jury reaction. What about the defendant? What was he doing?
All right, so he left the courthouse just a few moments ago, and I was back there trying to give him an opportunity to answer our questions and make any statement that he wanted to. I mean, this is day 5 of this murder trial. He says that he didn't kill his wife, or at least that's what his defense attorney said through opening statements. But it has been a week of bad facts, including those items that were discovered in dumpsters, those tools, surveillance video of him dropping off trash bags at those dumpster sites, and then, of course, all of those search history that is very disturbing. So here's what he did or didn't say after court today. Take a listen.
Brian, how do you think the murder trial's going? Any message to Anna's family? Any message to your kids?
No message to his kids, no message to Anna Walsh's family, and no comment to our questions. He's back to jail for the weekend. Testimony has ended for the week. Testimony resumes on Monday morning, Julia.
Matt Johnson, that's a unique perspective to be able to talk to the inmate as he is going back to lockup. Of course, this courtroom's not unfamiliar to you. Can you talk about the feel there? You've been in Dedham for another big trial that you covered this year. What's it like in terms of the community when we're talking about this case?
Right, you know, there's a great big comparison here. It's nothing alike. Karen Reed trial that took place over the past couple of years here, trial 1, trial 2 I covered. I mean, the streets, they were blocked off with state police officers keeping the peace. There was a buffer zone in place. There was also supporters and protesters here out on the courthouse steps in Dedham, Massachusetts. We're not seeing anything like that. We saw a lot of media from across the country on day 1 during opening statements. There are a few stragglers still there. We're here each and every day for the duration of the trial. As for the community, there are no community.
Okay. This from News Nation.
Is Matt Murphy, former homicide.
Okay, it says, let me link it. Okay, from News Nation, it says, is evidence enough to prove Red Round? It's possible Anna Walsh was poked and struggled, ex-prosecutor says Elizabeth Vargas reports. Let's see. I mean, this sounds interesting.
Prosecutor, what do you think? I mean, you're supposed to prove your case beyond a reasonable doubt. You can't just say his story is so preposterous you can't possibly believe it, can you?
No, they still got to go through the motions. And that's what we saw today. They're methodically going through the evidence. And what's interesting is that this is still a no-body case. So the prosecution still has to prove that she's dead. And so they called a TSA guy to talk about how her passport has...
But nobody contests that she's dead, not even the defendant.
No, and a lot of people are probably wondering why the prosecution's doing that. The answer is statements in opening statement are not evidence. So the prosecution still has to go through the task of connecting all the dots, checking all the boxes, and then they will argue why his whole defense is totally absurd.
All right, let's go through the evidence that was shown today, because it wasn't just a bloody bathrobe of Anna Walsh's and slippers of Anna Walsh's. By the way, I don't know who goes to bed wearing their bathrobe and slippers, but also some shoes of Anna Walsh's that were bloody, and then most notably, they showed photographs of bloody carpeting that they found. And that exact carpeting is shown in photos earlier in the home. So does that all, I mean, again, he's saying, yes, I dismembered her and got rid of her.
One of the fascinating things about forensic evidence is at the end of the day, it all boils down to common sense. And that photo that we just saw of the shoes, if you look closely, there's blood on the bottom of her shoe. So that's far more consistent with somebody who's stabbed while she's on her feet and struggles and basically kicks the blood or steps in the blood.
There's no reason why her shoes would have blood on them.
I can't imagine any scenario where there would be blood on the bottom of her shoe if it happened the way he's claiming it happened.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, tomorrow is going to be a big day because taking the stand, it turns out Anna Walsh was in fact having an affair. Her friends say she was planning to leave Brian and take the kids and move to Washington, D.C., where this man she was having an affair with lived.
No,
He's
she
going to be on the
wasn't.
stand tomorrow. Here's the thing. Apparently, Brian Walsh, in the weeks leading up to Anna's sudden unexplained death in bed next to Brian Walsh had his mom hire a private detective to track that man and see if he was having an affair with Anna.
Now, that's an ominous thing. When he's killed his wife over this affair, which, by the way, a lot of people think that should have been the defense. I don't envy the defense team here because their client is obviously
Why?
one of the strengths. Because a heat of passion homicide is a totally different thing, sentencing-wise and crime-wise, than first-degree murder. Today, we also heard from the insurance guy who talked about insurance policies. That leans far more towards a first-degree murder or a pre-planned murder, which in the state of Massachusetts really can land somebody in prison for the rest of their life.
And if you had just, said, all right, I found out she was having an affair and I murdered her in a fit of fury and passion.
It would make so much more sense in the eyes of a lot of people, myself included, in the minds of jurors who have all had relationships, have all had hot blood moments. That makes a lot more sense, and it also aligns a lot closer with the evidence than my wife suddenly died and I panicked and I dismembered her body and really sorry about that. Like it's a preposterous defense, and the prosecution still has to go through the motions here, but that's what I was expecting the defense to do, and apparently Mr. Walsh is calling the shots behind the scenes.
In all your years prosecuting murder cases in California, did you ever hear of somebody saying somebody died of, quote, sudden unexplained death? Is there such a thing?
I have never heard of that with an adult. There's SIDS, of course, with babies.
Sudden infant death syndrome.
And that's a very common defense in shaken baby cases or child abuse leading to death. But the reason why there's no explanation for her death is because he got rid of the body. Otherwise, that's what the pathology unit of their county sheriffs are for. That's the state troopers go in there. It's like Quincy and
Why
everything
would
else.
they present such a preposterous? I mean, I know he took the. Listen, he only pled guilty to dismembering his wife and lying to police on the eve of jury selection.
Yeah, so it's not ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not up to the defense team. It's up to Mr. Walsh. And Mr. Walsh, based on everything we've seen, he hasn't made a good decision his whole life, and it doesn't look like he's making any good decisions.
Holy cow.
And remember, he has to testify if they want to run that defense. There's no other evidence. He has to take the stand, and that's something that I'll bring my bag of popcorn.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Why is that? You
Because-
don't have to take the stand. You have the right not to testify.
No, you don't have to testify. But in opening statement, the defense lawyer said she woke up, that whole thing about waking up and nudging her and didn't know what to do in the panic. The only way that evidence comes in is if he testifies. Otherwise, the court will instruct the jury to disregard everything the defense said in
So
opening.
you can't just you can't take what the lawyer said as...
You cannot. So he's going to have to hit the stand.
Oh, wow.
Now, for the fraudsters, they always want to testify anyway, even in a case like this where the evidence is overwhelming. And stay tuned for that, because that's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on.
That was interesting. What time is it? Okay. Do you want to see if we can do a recap for today? So tomorrow we can be on day 6 with everybody else. Well, we'd have to do recap day 5. Let me see if I can find a recap of day 5. Oh, that's what we were looking at. That's Megan Connor. Okay, here's a day 5 analysis from NBC Nightly News.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. First, go to Riverside and open an account. When you're ready.
There is so much that still needs to be improved, and that is where this nonprofit comes in.
Yeah, so our mission is to increase opportunities for affordable housing in communities of color. So we work with families to support their dreams of owning a home.
Oh, what did I do?
Oh, I'm not. Elf. I'm 6'3". You want your family to go to T-Mobile, where you can get 4 iPhone 17s on them. Awesome cameras, epic display.
I clicked the wrong button. and I
Actually,
got
I'm her
something
much
big.
younger sister. Also, at T-Mobile, there's no trade-in needed when you switch. Dude.
Come on, let me skip.
The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Get 4 iPhone 17s on us. No trade-in needed when you switch. Plus 4 lines for just $25 a line.
So what am I getting?
America's best network, kid.
You're watching NBC 10 Boston. News worthy of you. Tonight, text messages take center stage as the first week of testimony comes to a close.
If I don't hear from you this morning, I'm going to report you missing.
The line of questions that followed that took swipes at the credibility of state police, plus the first mention of a controversial figure from the Karen Reed case.
Who was the Mass State Police officer designated as, quote, the case officer?
That would be Trooper Michael Proctor.
And a closer look at the psyche of someone who dismembers a loved one. Don't miss our conversation with the woman who helped the FBI develop serial killer profiling as we know it today. Commonwealth Confidential, the Brian Walsh murder trial, starts now.
Just a half day of court, but plenty discussed. Good evening, everyone. I'm Glenn Jones. J.C. Monahan is off tonight. Today, we heard from the medical examiner's office for the first time. There is no body in this case, so the testimony will focus on other evidence. NBC 10's Robert Goulston has been in court all week. He has more on what we expect to learn from the ME.
Prosecutors introduced this photo showing Anna Walsh working out on a rug inside the Walsh's Cohasset home. They say pieces of this carpet were located during the murder investigation.
With things that
some stains on them.
A medical examiner tested the carpet pieces and other evidence found in a dumpster near Brian Walsh's mother's apartment complex.
Normally, we're not involved in examining items, just bodies of people. In this case, the objective was to determine whether there was any human tissue on these items.
Prosecutors also introduced the physical items they say Walsh used during the crime, including
a hacksaw.
Earlier in the day, the state trooper who analyzed Walsh's cell phone said Walsh sent texts to his wife's phone after she was dead.
Hello, where are you? Please call, text, or email. Exhausting day with the boys, and we had fun. Going to bed early. Big day tomorrow for everyone. I still love you. Ha ha ha.
Prosecutors say more than a half a dozen messages,
where are you,
were sent after Walsh murdered Anna.
I will call after I drop the boys. If I don't hear from you this morning, I'm going to report you missing.
The defense made the point there was no clear evidence that Walsh suddenly learned of the affair and killed his wife.
It would be pretty important, wouldn't it, if in fact you found messaging that was between Anna Walsh and William Fasco on the phone assigned to Brian Walsh. That'd be pretty important stuff, wouldn't it?
Yes.
And of course, Brian Walsh later admitted that he lied to investigators and his wife was never missing. The judge did give a new timeline. She says they'll probably need at least 2 more weeks to hear both sides of the case. In Dedham, Robert Goulston, NBC 10 Boston.
Let's get straight to our panel. Retired State Trooper Todd McGee, defense attorney Morgietta Derisier, and courtroom insider Sue O'Connell. All right, today was a half day, as we mentioned, but we heard from several witnesses. The first were State Trooper Connor Keith. He returned to the stand after spending most of the afternoon there yesterday. This was the first time Proctor was mentioned so far in this trial. Not much was said about him after that moment, but that's very different from how often he came up during the Reed trials.
And Michael Proctor, as the lead investigator, was the one to write the report, correct?
Michael Proctor wrote that report.
Whose case is it, or who has that case? Your answer would have been Michael Proctor, correct?
Yes.
Do you think this case was handled with honor and integrity by Michael Proctor, Sergeant?
The investigation was handled with integrity by Michael Proctor.
In both murder cases, Reed and Walsh's, Proctor was the case officer for the Norfolk County DA's office. On cross in the Reed case, Drew Buchanan was very hesitant to say Proctor oversaw the investigation, but here, Keith had no problem saying that. So Todd, same person, same role in the investigation, same Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, but different characterizations of what Michael Proctor's role was. What do you make of it?
Well, it's no secret that Michael Proctor was heavily involved in these investigations and others, and it still remains to be seen Michael Proctor's potential misconduct, if any. So right now, what we've seen early on in this trial is that the investigation by law enforcement is done by the numbers. They've crossed their T's, they've dotted their I's. In fact, we even got a chance to listen to an interview between Walsh and the investigators to hear Brian Walsh's state of mind. So I think right now, if anything, Michael Proctor may be a distraction, but I don't see where the prosecution has been derailed in any way.
Okay. So I remember you saying on the days-long testimony from Yuri Buchanan that he was evasive and not direct in answering questions. Was Keith the opposite of that?
Yeah, absolutely. But again, they're not being accused of anything, right? They're not trying to protect themselves or protect the investigation. Remember, Brian Walsh has admitted to dismembering and cutting up his wife's body. So a lot of this evidence that's being presented just basically affirms what he said. So it's not really in dispute. And again, to both of their points, this investigation is totally different than the way they handled the Karen Reed investigation. So there's not very much there. I mean, I remember when on one of the earlier days, they asked one of the tech people what kind of paper they put the materials they put down, you know, and it's the block paper. And that was all they really had. Like, we're not going to insinuate that that was contaminated or that had been in a truck somewhere or a dog had eaten it. So it's just a very different case because they did a better job.
Well, we've talked a lot about the possibility of Brian Walsh being called to testify, but what about Proctor? He's on the list for the defense. Morgietta, if the Commonwealth believes the defense has something damning on Proctor, should they call him instead?
I think they have to, because let's be honest, a lot of the information that's been presented so far is really not helping Brian Walsh, right? And as a defense attorney, your job is to create reasonable doubt whenever and wherever that you can. So a lot of the information with Proctor is already tainted. You know, I believe he's on several lists, and you know, he's
so apparently they don't like that
with some of his work. So if there's an opportunity to fit in that reasonable doubt, it would be with.
Okay, that's from 3 months ago. We don't want to go back that far. All right. See if we can find a recap for today. This is Gavin Fish again, but I don't know if he's going to put, we're breaking down the 6th day of testimony in the trial. It doesn't say if he's going to testify in the Gavin Fish one. Medical examiner, no tissue. Dropping list video. Okay, let's go up here to the top. This is this streamed an hour ago. It says the high-profile trial of Brian Walsh accused of unaliving, and Oh, this is testimony. I thought I read it earlier as reading that Brian actually testified. Let's see what Gavin Fish has. Oh, it's upcoming. It's not on yet. Okay. Do you want to watch that tomorrow since it's already almost 4:30? Do you want to? Okay, I would watch this because she's live right now, but there's been a lot of controversy on other YouTube streets about screen sniping, and I'm not going to screen snipe anybody because I don't care if somebody screen snipes me because I'm not a top-notch person, but people that are better than I am, I'm not going to screen snipe them. That's just disrespectful. That's the morning session. That's another trial altogether. That's 7 hours worth. I don't want that. That's 8 hours. Here's an analysis. Nope, it's coming up later tonight. All right, so I guess we'll start tomorrow with an analysis of today. And then I'll come in at 1 o'clock and we'll come in and see what's going on in tomorrow's trial. We'll do a recap of today and then see what's going on in tomorrow. So I'll come in at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Okay. Because I don't want to screen snipe anybody. And that's the only one I know that's actually covering it live right now. And so I'm not going to do that because I don't think it's respectful. All right. So thank you for being here today. I really appreciate it. Please hit that thumbs up. Even if you're watching on a replay, hit the thumbs up. Put a comment what state you're watching or viewing from, because I like to know how far out my videos go. And do something nice for someone, even if it's be the reason they smile, and search for crime. Love y'all.